Hey guys, how y'all doing? My name is Kieran, and this is Fox Off RPG. So the whole point of this video, what we're doing today, is I'm going to be looking at several Kickstarters I have backed, I'm going to back, or just think that you guys might like, you know? So before we get into the video, I just want to say, if you like, comment and subscribe to the channel, this obviously helps out the channel massively. I'm going to leave a description and in the comments below for my X account if you want to follow me there, and as well my drive-thru affiliate link if you ever want to use anything from drive-thru. Also, I'm going to leave links to all of the Kickstarters we'll be looking at today. We'll be looking at 9 of them today. So let's get into the first one. The first one is called Morkin, The Lords of Midnight, a solo adventure game. I found this one by, well, I follow Alex T of Blackout Games. I noticed he backed it, so I jumped on it. I haven't actually logged into my account here, but I'm just showing things off anyway. So I backed it. I was like, it sounds cool. Alex has good taste. And I believe the artist that he is working with on Riftbreakers is also doing this, the art for this, and the art in this is stunning. Morkin, The Lords of the Midnight solo adventure game is a single player fantasy game inspired by Lords of Midnight, an epic strategy and adventure game created in 1984. So this is sort of like a homage to this, I believe. You're going to play as a character called Morkin. You'll step into the role of Morkin as he embarks on his quest to destroy the Ice Crown. Played on a hexagonal map, the game blends role-play elements with strategic exploration adventure. All you need to play Morkin is a book, a pencil, an eraser, and a few dice, and of course your imagination. And this is also the creator's first Kickstarter, and it's done really well so far. There's 11 days left, has almost €15,500. The response to this has been brilliant. Sounds great, looks great. You'll see as we go along. It's 290 pages. It's going to have rules for everything you're going to need: a big bestiary, a hexagonal map, abundance of quests, events, and other random tables. This game is going to have, I think it's 170 or 170 events and side quests. When you're playing this, you're going to have 30 days to basically complete the quest, and everything you do along the way is obviously going to impact the overall result. You can end up going to the dungeons, you can do dungeon delving, you need exploration, you need a rest, you need to get food. How are you going to get food? You can go hunting, you can go fishing, stuff like that. So yeah, so the high quality artwork is distinctive of an OR style game by Miguel. That's the guy who's working with Alex T on his Riftbreakers 2nd edition. A character sheet for Morkin showing his attributes: strength, dexterity, intelligence, and charisma. You're going to have 16 skills they're going to tailor. So every time you play this, you're going to have different skills. So you can create different kinds of Morkin. So this is kind of cool. You're going to have an adventure sheet to track the calendar, an ice fear level, weather conditions, and a dedicated battle board. So presumably you use a battle board for miniatures, or if you don't have miniatures, you use coins, anything like that. Again, we have 170 events and side quests, dungeon exploration for runes and caverns, and also it's going to have tables for creating these runes and caverns and dungeons within the game book as well. Different sites with possible events, encounters, and actions to take. For example, you might end up in a village, you may buy or sell items, rest in the inn, trigger an event, have an unpleasant encounter, and there are citadels, keeps, towers, henges, villages, snow halls, lakes, liths, caverns, ruins scattered across the map. Advanced travel mechanics, recruitable companions. So, your character, it's about this one character, but you can gain other people to come along. They're going to be like your, what do you call them? Your hirelings, basically. Advanced combat system, roll dice, special attacks, strategic decision making, unique enemy moves, critical hits, fumbles, and more conditions. You're going to have hunger, fatigue, poisoning, bleeding, all the usual good stuff. 30 enemy types, that's quite a big bestiary. It could be more than that as well, depending on how things goes. 20 plus tables, so to create a wide range of situations for your game. Again, this is inspired by the video game that came out in 1984, and again, you're going to be making your way across the world to complete your quest. You're going to control Morkin. Your task is to travel north to seek the Ice Crown, the source of the eternal winter that grips the land of midnight, and you're obviously going to destroy it. You're going to corrupt the game by creating your character. You'll have a character sheet, decide which of the available attributes you wish to enhance there are for. So you're going to have strength, dexterity, intelligence, and charisma, as we talked about. You're going to have 18 skills, from animal handling to hunting, lickpocking, mental toughness, perception, persuasion, stealth, and more. So you're going to have masteries, your weapon mastery, shield mastery, scout ranger, locksmith, pathfinder, hunter, shadow hunter. You have 30 days to complete this, and each day is split up into a quarter. So in each quarter you can then decide to approach an NPC, and you have an interaction camp, which you only do at night. Fish, forage, hunt, rest, seek, travel. So I'm going to assume seek is you go off on like a side quest, maybe go into a dungeon or something like that. And when you arrive in these dungeons and caverns, ruins, you're going to have a sheet where you can generate them up, which is pretty cool with everything within the game. You're going to use a D100 to solve most of your actions, comparing results to the relevant skill. And here it's going to have some videos. You have Man Alone, who's looked at this previously. You have RPG Frequency, and has inspirations. Talks about what's been inspired by, obviously the computer game that came out in 1984. Kira Natalis, that's an LXT game. Disciples of the Bone and Shadow. Broken Shores, again LXT. Barbarian Prince, EverQuest. I think most people know EverQuest. D100 Dungeon, a lot of people know that. The One Ring, and Forbidden Lands. Again, lots of people know these things. This seems great. I'm very excited for this one. Again, you're going to have a 295 page digital version of this, and here's some of the art. Beautiful, to say the least. And it's going to have an offset. I got the offset myself. I'm very excited for this. It looks great. You know, it has some stretch goals here, and the first stretch goal, I don't think he was expecting to get this far. And he got Miguel to create a dedicated map, and then another one's being created at 17,000, which is nearly there, so maybe we can help him push over. This is going to be a predefined dungeon, so this could be cool. So this is a guy's first ever, this is Juan's first ever game he's created, or he's trying to publish out there, and it sounds amazing. The art is stunning, the system sounds simple, elegant. It's a solo game, everything built inside it, and you can have companions and stuff like that. So as you can probably tell, I'm pretty excited. So check it out if you like it. And again, I'm going to leave a description for each product down below. I'll have it in the description and in the pinned comment. The next one is by Menagerie Press, Shadowfinder Complete Bestiary. This one's going to be great for any ShadowDark player. I think it's an absolute must-have. Again, let's look at the pricing. $30, or $25, you know, for a print-on-demand copy. PDF, $25 as well. Just get the bloody print-on-demand. I think it's going to be like 600 pages. And what's in it? So basically, it's Menagerie Press's Pathfinder bestiary books, all combined into one and converted into ShadowDark. And it's going to have some examples here below, and it has a video down here below by Dungeons and Dyslexia. Adrian, who runs the channel, he's helped me out massively. He's a great guy. Check it out. I think it's only 9 minutes long or so, and it's going to get into some of the stuff that's in it. So like it says here, it's going to have 2,000 2,000 creature description and stat blocks, spanning a decade of Pathfinder content created by Menagerie Press. William, who owns and runs Menagerie Press, he's a beast. I love his books. I've already reviewed one of his books on my channel. I'll be having a collection of ShadowDark Essential books coming out in the coming days, and let's just say at least some of his books are included as possible things you could have, because I'm only trying to choose one thing, but I'm like, you could choose any of these. So yeah, and here's some examples. You have the metallic dragons, you have brass dragon, bronze dragon, copper dragon. So yeah, and he said there will be more of these coming out. You have the chromatic dragons, black dragon. He's basically showing off the dragons. So if you want to, you just grab this now and test it in your game, see what it's like. It's going to do no bundles, but he also still has on the bundling of holding website, you can get several of his adventures. As a recording it, if there's about 3 days, 5 hours left, this video will be uploaded 12 to 14 hours from now of my recording. Absolutely worth picking up. Woeful Barrows and other places, great book. Pretty much, I really like all his books. The Pits of Bronze, this is the one I reviewed. Great. I like it a lot because it does have, it's very open-ended. You're going to be traveling to locations and going in, and it's very easy to modify by increasing the monsters or adding your own in if you just want to use it for your own games. You don't want to like roll up dungeons or anything like that. It's easy to throw in. It's also great for new players, because this is for level 1 to 6. So if you're a brand new DM, you have new players, you're not really sure what to do, grab this book, you're going to have a great time. Celtic Shadows, again, Brian Ardotti's done this with William. Rats of Ungo, this is also very good. It has its own sort of mini setting. All these books are pretty much connected except for like Celtic Shadows, and the Runes of Ardust kind of expands upon all of this stuff that's being put out. It has its own mini setting within it. It has like stuff relating to this and this book, the 2 books there, and Wolf of Barrows. Yeah, so check it out. And next one up is, so yeah, we have Riftbreakers 2nd edition, a game by Alex T. I done an interview with Alex T there the other day. I'll leave in the top right corner where you can find the interview if you wish to watch it, not wash it. Again, like the digital version of this, €12. You can get a digital and the print on demand for €20. Then you just pay the print costs. And it's an at cost book as well. And not only that, you're getting a 2nd edition softcover standard color, hardcover standard color, premium color soft cover, and premium color hard cover. You're going to get the 4 of them, and you basically get to choose which one you want. If you want, you can print off one of each and get it printed off for you. That's amazing. It's an absolute steal. He could have put this price up much higher. He didn't. Like, it's insane. But again, we went over a lot of stuff that's in this in the interview. I suggest you can check that out. There's also other interviews here below. We'll go over some of the details here. This is my one. RPG Frequencies, Gamer Spasm, and again RPG Frequencies. This is a 2nd edition. The 1st edition is correcting a lot of stuff from the 1st edition. Like it says here, your character is classless. How you end up basically leveling up, quote unquote, is you're going to get new gear, and the new gear you're going to find you're either going to create, or it's going to be something that's created in the game already. And you're going to find also what they call hearts, and basically these hearts are going to allow you to unlock new abilities and have different kinds of equipment as well, which is pretty cool. So maybe you start off with like sort of a warrior, bowman type character, and in the game you end up finding like an arcane heart. Well, now you can have some of the skills that are related to that. Then you can mix up your character. Gonna have like, maybe you decide to have an even split between those 3, for example. You can do that. Then you come across another heart and another, and I think there's 12 in total. So pretty damn cool. So it has the land of Kyria, both strange and familiar world, filled with unique twists on classic fantasy tropes. In the beginning of your journey, you besiege town of Kirhalos, and venture into the perilous regions beyond. Limitless replayability, random quests, unpredictable rifts, and dynamic encounter systems. No two playthroughs will ever be the same. Again, he's going to have co-op rules, like you can play with your friends as a big group, or solo. This is one thing Alex always does. He loves to have solo rules, which is great for people like me. I don't really have the people around me to play games, and also I do odd hour work, so having stuff like that is great. There's also many ways you can play a game solo, but he includes basic procedures and what you can do for it. So the first edition Riftbreakers sold close to 2,000 copies, which is really damn good. Remember, this is just a single guy pretty much creating all this stuff. He's a madman. If you're a returning player, what's going to be different about it? It's going to have a new combat system. When I was talking to him about this, and I think on his Patreon, the game is going to have the combat, I think it's a little more similar to Kernel Talus, and a lot of people really love that. No heart limitation, we talked about this before. You can learn any number of them, and you can basically spec out your character how you want. Clear exploration for procedures, streamlined crafting, and how you can gain new equipment and make it. Again, it's inspired by some MMOs. You're going to do grinding for materials to create gear, and that's essentially how you level up. Exhaustive GM list tools. So I think it's going to be cleared up and expanded upon. It's going to be new art, new everything basically. It's going to have rework systems, the whole ground up. The D100 system. Every time you play and every time you gain something, you're going to feel like you've gained a new power level, which is pretty cool. I think it works really well for solo players with that as well, because when you're not playing with people, you kind of might feel like you're a bit in a rut, and this is going to make sure that, oh, I got new bracers, all of a sudden I now have a tangible increase on my combat ability, or I found an important piece of equipment or important piece of material that I can now use to create this item I've been kind of trying to get. Different encounters, wide range of monsters and creatures, tools for solo players or for lazy DMs. I love how he always puts that in, for lazy DMs. So it's ideal for West Match style campaigns, stuff like that. And here's the hearts. So you think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. Element Heart, Mighty Heart, Restoration Heart, Ritual Heart, Shadow Heart, Time Heart, Devastation Heart, Death Heart, Blade Heart, Bastion Heart, Arrow Heart, and Arcane Heart. So yeah, I think this is an absolute one to pick up. For me anyway. I've already backed it. Again, I've talked about this before. It's brilliant. Next one up is the Necromancers game complete box set. This is by Necromancer Games, which is also owned by Frog Games. I done an interview with Bill Webb, the legendary Bill Webb. I still can't get over I got that. Thank you. So essentially, when we talked about this as well with Bill, it's essentially heavily inspired by the white box, with Bill's own rules to fill in gaps that was in the white box. New systems in place, new monsters, creatures, procedures for creation of dungeons and runes and stuff like that. Basically, it's a brand new game built from the bones of white box. It's not a murder hobo game like he says here and in an interview. You need to be smart and intelligent. You can't just go around being an idiot, going around stabbing people, because you're going to get killed. You're going to get killed easily in this game. It's like you said, it's like the old games. It's not 5e. And you have 11 different classes. So you have bards, clerics, druids, dwarfs, elves, fighters, halflings, magic users, paladins, rangers, and thieves. They're all going to have their own each unique roles, abilities, and what they can do in the game. And it's being play tested by over 500 players. The game is going to include new mechanics for parlay, negotiating, lore checks, wilderness travel, morale, each offering role-playing depth without slowing down the game. It's going to use a lot of D6s in this system as well for simple and quick checks. It's going to be rules light but not shut down, which is something you want to emphasize. It is a complete game. It's not like hacked down into nothing. Combat is going to be done in 1 or 2 rolls usually. So yeah, it's pretty damn cool. I'm very excited for this. I went all in, which was quite expensive. It was like €160, I think. But you're also going to get the books for the core game. Have it here. You're going to have the player guide, a Tome of Monsters, and the Dungeon Master's guide. You're also, with this, you're going to get some adventures when you go for this the maximum pledge level. Let's have a look at here. Excuse me. Yeah, I went all in with the physical game box, and you're going to get those 3 books we talked about. You're going to get Deck of Dirty Tricks, expansion for the game, and adventures and stuff. I think the expansion basically is the adventures. We'll have a look at it now again. Now in a second. Where is it? Okay. Art of hex crawling, playing the game, goes all over this stuff. Again, remember, I'm going to link everything below. Henchmen, hirelings, and pets. So we can see what kind of pets you might be able to get for the game. It's going to have end-game rules and why stopping at level 10 for makes sense within the game world. It's going to have a D1000 encounter table as well, which is pretty freaking cool. When we talked about this in the interview, he was saying how there was like mess-ups in the system on the monster side. And I think he said his son still uses it because it creates in the mountain area like a 33% of werewolves, which is like, it's terrible, but his son loves it. They've corrected it ages ago, but his son keeps using it, which I think is funny. And it also like there's monster encounters, villages, towns, cities, rarity items, rarity based on location, settlement size, weather events, runes, dungeon, caves, castles, towers, temples. Everything you can think of is covered in this. D1000, that's bloody crazy to think about. People have a hard enough time with like a D66 system. Yeah, you're gonna have encounter tables, character sheet pads, and adventures. Yeah, adventures 1 and 2, and 6 new classes. We're just gonna have the barbarian, goblin, illusionist, lizardman, necromancer, and a witch. I don't think I said it before, but this is again being played like the old games, where if you're a dwarf or a halfling, and like it says here, a goblin, that is your class. Race is class. Same with elf. So yeah, it's basically going over some of the same stuff here. Lore checks, fast and simple. A lot of stuff can be resolved with D6s, which is great. It's going to make things really quick and fast. Over 200 monsters, 11 character classes, 130 spells. That's a lot. And 200 magic items, and dozens of tables for generating your head scrolls, dungeon settings, and everything else you'd need. So this is saying that the Necromancer games and Frog God games are producing modules that will be for sale on the website and at ttrpg, as well as Bill's Patreon. So yeah, I backed this. I'm super excited. It just seems cool. It's basically Bill's own version of the white box, which is heavily modified. Heavily modified. So yeah, next one up is ShadowWest. I'm not sure if you actually need the core rulebook of ShadowDark for this. I am not sure. I'll try to find out, but I didn't hear anything back, so it's not a big deal. So basically it is a dungeon. It's like a fantasy game plugged into a western. I think that's the best way to describe it. Yeah. So you have magic ore that fell from the sky to harvest by both outliners and big companies used to enhance magic and create strange devices. Like here you have like a guy with 2 knives, a trench coat, a cowboy hat, kicking like a lizard or dinosaur or something like that. This looks cool. You have 6 new classes: Gunslinger, Mystic, Range Rider, Holy Roller, Scout, and Rough Cut. They have a dozen new backgrounds. And it's going to give example of a few of them here: Merchant, Adventurer, Tribal, Scholar, and Gambler. And it has a lot of creatures that are associated with North American like lore and cryptics, and also just general monsters. So that's pretty cool. It has comprehensive rules for firearms, riding, and mounted actions. Optional skill system, so you can probably make the game a little more crunchy. Because ShadowDark is very simple, very straightforward. It sounds like you'll be able to basically add a little crunch to it, which is not a bad thing. That's one of the beauties of ShadowDark system. Everything's simple, straight to the point, clearly explained, but not dumb. Has an intro adventure for 3 to 5 characters. I got lost there. I was trying to find out where it was. Yeah, for 3 to 5 characters, which is cool. It's going to have a zine novel. A zine novel. I would say zine, but everyone says zine. It's going to contain 3 adventures within that. So that's pretty cool as well. And this is going to be a core book. The ShadowWest book. And look cool. The art and that is awesome. I love the design. Again, I was going to say it feels very westerny. Yep, that's the idea. It's a western book. Yeah, 70 plus pages, so I'm not sure how many pages at the end it's really going to be. The first zine, 20 plus pages, trading adventures, and yeah, it looks cool. You're going to get a faux leather, I would say fox, a faux leather cover as well. That looks really awesome, and some add-ons. We're going to look at some of the rewards here that you can get. So the full print special edition, which is going to have the faux leather cover, the ShadowWest hardbook cover, the hardbook digital version, physical adventure scene of the novel, digital version, stretch goals. Then you just get the digital, you just get the ShadowWorks digital core, and it'll have the adventure novel and the rules. Limited hardcover, again, it's going to have the hardcover of it, and I assume it's going to have the PDF as well, yep. Same thing with the adventures attached. Premium core, the add-on, it's going to have dice coasters, I think, is it? Yeah, dice coasters added to it, and a shot glass as well as having the full cover and adventures. Again, it's going to have physical and digital, and all in. I don't know what this is. Oh. So you basically have a giant D20, I think. So it looks like the sky order fell from the sky in the lore. And it's going to have everything as in the last one as well. And some stickers. That's pretty cool. The next one up is Formoria character cards. I talked to Brian O'Doherty, the creator of Formoria, which is a system, which is a setting for Shadowdark, which I love. I've described it as a medieval iron and silver setting. It's pretty awesome. So now with this, it's just going to be straight to the point, really. It's going to have cards based on Formoria, races, and classes, because they are going to be different from the core rulebook. Of course, you can use the stuff in the core rulebook, but this is just going to be more in line with Formoria. He's creating this alongside Menagerie Press, because Will has created several books. I've shadowed several cards before, which is going to be great for people. I think you get PDF version with this, but I'm not 100% sure. I think he said that in my interview with one of them. I'll link the interview above, like I have with everything else so far. So we have a level 1 character deck and a level 1 to 4 character deck for Menagerie Press. For Formoria, it's going to be level 1 to 4. So these are great if, let's say, you want to have an NPC, grab it, and you're like between level 1 and 4, or you just need a character within that level. There you go. Here's an NPC. Or if one of your characters dies and you don't want them, you want to keep them in the game still, you can give them an NPC straight away. And if they already have one out, or just give them the card and there you go, and they can introduce them in the next few minutes if they don't want to roll anything up and they don't have anything permanent yet. You can also get Formoria as an add-on, Cryptophalaris, the skills and learning and skills supplement, and look over the rewards. It's $5 for the cards. So again, I'm not sure if that includes a PDF or not. Then the character card bundle, which is going to have the 2 from Menagerie Press plus Formoria, and the Formoria total bundle. If you have not jumped on Formoria, this is the bundle to get. You're going to get the character cards for Formoria. You're going to get the digital Formoria Dark Age map pack, a PDF version of Formoria, a print-on-demand version, Skills and Learning PDF, and print-on-demand Crypts of Valarius map pack, and the PDF version and print-on-demand version of the actual adventure. Again, absolute steal. This is the biggest steal ever. I'm a big fan of Brian. He's amazing. I talked to him. Basically, everyone I've talked to on the channel are people I really like. I respect what they do, and they're just cool creators. So yeah, the next one up is the Wandering Blades. This is an OSR type system. It feels it's inspired by different Asian cultures and countries, so it's not just one. So it feels like it's heavy Chinese sort of influence. At least that's what I'm getting from the art style and what it looks like. It reminds me of like a sort of a fantasy Chinese. Think of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. That's just what I'm getting from the art. So I don't know, but that's what it feels like, and that's not a bad thing. So in Wandering Blades, you and your friends take on the role of highly skilled martial artists who roam the land seeking to redress wrongs, help the downtrodden, and free innocent from oppression. Using streamlined systems inspired by old school Renaissance games, Wandering Blades enables dynamic and lethal combat while providing players with tall, heroic, and melodramatic stories inspired by Chinese media, Japanese animation, and video games. So yeah, that's kind of where I got the feel for like fantasy Chinese setting. It's going to have 2 to 5 players plus a game master. The book is going to be 120 pages long, so it's a good, nice size book. It's not tiny, but it's not huge. Like the 120, 150 is nice for a simple OSR sort of system. It's going to be straight to the point. There's going to be danger everywhere. You know, you need to be smart. Again, you're not going to be charging in and making dumb decisions. It requires a little bit of intelligence. But you know, it's not. Don't be complete fool. Again, old school principles. Once again, open-ended experiences. It's immersive gameplay and narrative, which is what we love. Skillful on dynamic combat. It's going to be fast. It's going to be stylish. The combat is going to be heavily reliant on skill instead of luck. So yeah, it sounds cool. It has a toolbox experience. So the rules in the Wandering Blade are written as guidelines for the GM and Game Masters. They are open to player interpretation, ingenuity, and expansion. Basically, break it. Take advantage of it. So here are basically the 3 archetypes, and it says it's highly customizable character classes. So the Eulax is a knight-errant style character who often wanders the world in disguise until someone recognizes their martial prowess. They're known for their signature weapons, each bearing a unique name, technique they learn from different martial arts sects. You have the scholar, dedicated to their life to developing their minds, whether they are officials, physicians, or inquisitive busybodies. So you're going to be a nosy person now. They're known for insights into locations, people, objects, places. You know, they're basically the smart guy. And the outlaw, notorious for their life of crime, often has the ear to the ground and have a range of special abilities. Essentially, this sounds like it's your thief type character. So yeah, it sounds pretty cool. A sandbox adventure, you know, has a sandbox. My reading skills was one of the window there. So for GMs, the book includes guidelines to help craft Winx stories. That's like the Chinese sort of story stuff, I think. And the sandbox adventure installed by classic martial arts media. I think that might mean it's going to give a selection of martial arts movies, maybe, or media. I'm not sure, but that's what that indicates to me anyway. So that would be in the book. So superhuman martial arts techniques strengthened by their inner key. No skills, characters with and aptitudes to solve their problems, so you like strength, dexterity, all that stuff. Yeah, and here's the layout of the book here. Like this again talks about the Spear of the Alwasar, books like Karn, The Black Hack, and Old School Essentials, while highlighting the work of the artists. I'm going to try and say their names, so I apologize if I get them wrong. Most people don't know how to say my name either when they see it, so I understand. So Leah Ham and Lim Lewi, they seem to be the two artists on the book. And yeah, you can also get some add-ons here. I believe this is created in the US, so you can get like community copies, you can get the digital only, you get the physical copy. I looked up on how much this would cost to be sent to Ireland, and it's basically the same price as the book, so it's quite expensive. Usually you can sometimes get deliveries, depends on the location, from the US to like Ireland, 25 to 35. This is about 35, so yeah, sounds like a great book though. Again, maybe if you're in the US or somewhere in Europe, that might be a bit cheaper. Yeah, check it out if you see it, if you think it's interesting or not. It's going to be up to you. I think it sounds cool. Again, it's going to be different. It has more Asian feel as opposed to like the European medieval type fantasy games. So this might be pretty cool. And then we have ASTRA ARCANUM. This one looks pretty striking to me. It seems like it's like I don't want to say science fantasy because that's not correct. It's like a cyberpunk magic fantasy feel and look to it. You know, I don't know how to describe it. It looks cool. It sounds cool. The layout is cool. You know, you're going to have two books. The core rule book, which is going to have everything for the players and stuff like that, bestiary, and the Game Master's rule book, which is going to have additional mechanics. Oh, the bestiary is in the Game Master's book. The core rule book is going to be everything for the players, and the customized thing. Oh no, it's going to have a bestiary as well. Oh, it's additional mechanics for the bestiary in the Game Master's book. That's my fault. 3 adventure zines, so that's going to have something to start off the game with. You know, if you're brand new players, jump in, and the new Game Master jump in. You don't have to come up with it, and you can just play with this straight away. Easy to learn, run, and play. The core dice system of the game of character creation in ASTRA Arcana is very easy to get into, thanks to simple universal design and philosophy taught through the entire system. You're going to have a HP pool set. You have a targeted damage system, they call it. So instead of having it it has targeted damage system. Instead of using HP pools, ASTRA ARCANUM features body systems to assign damage to. So maybe your arm keeps getting attacked, your arm becomes damaged and you can't use it anymore. So I think that's kind of the idea behind it. So you can then keep on fighting. You still have your other arm use, you can still run away. You have 6 starting classes. We'll go into them a bit later on. It has different kind of weapons, cybernetics, augmentations. You also include some of the magic they have in this as well. I'm not sure if the magic and cybernetics are connected or they interact with each other. I'm going to assume they interact with each other. As a massive setting to explore, the ambition of ASTRA ARCANUM, it goes beyond just a system and a once-off campaign. Just where our previous flagship titles, any of the prequel of ASTRA ARCANUM, and with the prequel of the ASTRA ARCANUM, we want to create a vast setting to explore with interconnecting storylines, characters, and ongoing narratives. So hopefully they will be having more content put out for this, and hopefully more adventure type stuff. You can get the quick start PDF here if you want. I had a look at it before. It looks pretty cool, but I don't want to spend too much time looking at that. You can look at it yourself and decide if you want, because it's like 54 pages. Yeah. ASTRA ARCANUM, Earth is lost, survival is a lie. Very dramatic. As humanity is orphaned, whispers sittered throughout the void, carrying the secrets of the past. One that many prefer to be forgotten, and the exodus and the rapture of our exile from Earth. The year is 2473. And it's going to show like what's being created here. So it's premium quality books. Everything's going to be printed at high quality. There's no AI in any way. An connected, expanding universe. So it sounds like, again, they're going to be expanding upon this. They have a proven track record. They're a publisher. They've put up a lot of stuff before. And a dedicated customer service support. And they've stretch goals. They were very ambitious with this. Like, they've only a couple of days, and you have 200,000 euro, which is like nearly, just 3,000 euro, $2,000 short of 200,000. They have stretch goals here. The first one was for pre-generated characters at 50,000. $100,000 is going to have basically an album. 200,000 is going to be virtual tokens and assets. 300,000 and another adventure zine. 400,000. First expansion mechanic is now included in the core rule set. Starships design and combat. 450,000 is going to be a graphic novel, and 500,000 a full-fledged companion app. That would be cool. You could do things on the fly on your phone or on your tablet. I know a lot more people I know started to use tablets for things. And look at the art. I think that's pretty cool. It's going down and he's hitching on the different points. Upside down, got the sniper out, or the rifle out, I mean. Yeah. Rules and mechanics. The core dice play. It's going to be a D20 dice pool system. The core design, the philosophy of ARCANUM mechanic is the more you do, the more dice you get. So the more actions you take, the more likely you are to gain more dice back to then do more actions. So it's like it's a feeding loop. I'm going to assume, obviously, when you accomplish certain things from your dice rolls, you have a chance to get more dice back. That sounds pretty cool. And the art in this is stunning. I really like this. This is like a mix of The Last of Us meets Dead Space. And again, it talks with the targeted damage system. If you get shot in the arm, or you can shoot creatures in the arm, you can disable them. I mean, maybe you're fighting against human characters, you shoot them in the arm, they can't fire their weapon anymore. But the same could be said of you. And it gives sort of like a breakdown of what the weapons are, an example of them. And you're going to roll a d20 for the weapon profile. So each point here you're going to roll a d20. And obviously, if you go to the quick start guide, you can get more detail on that. I don't want to do that now. This is already a pretty long video, but it seems pretty cool. It's very stylish, as you can see. It's like, again, I'm not sure how to describe it. If it's not science fantasy. It's like cyberpunkish space magic-y. The universe of ASTRA ARCANUM is shattering with reality breaking spells, tearing apart the fabric that keeps the laws of nature united. So your magic that you'll be using is going to be breaking open the universe. Has a spell here, Mind Fracture. That gives you an example what it's going to look like. I know that all the stuff could be subject to change. I read there somewhere that it's going to be, I think, 8 to 10 months before the book is even out. So they're going to be obviously doing more to change things, and the art style and stuff that you're going to see if you check it out in the quick start guide is not going to be final necessarily. But some of it could be, maybe a lot of it will be, maybe some of it won't be. Again, it sort of gives you an example of play here and how things are going to work. If you want to read that, you can. Again, remember, everything I'm looking at is going to be linked in the video description and comment. Background characters, character creation and leveling up. 6 core classes. So you have the Bastion, going to be heavy armored powerhouse, specters, warriors who use finesse, marksmanship, and gil. Synths, master of mechanics, master of machines and cybernetic warfare. Scions, the spellcrafters, witches, and veil breakers. The vitalist, combat surgeon, and alchemist. And finally, the specialist, expert in operations, excelling in coordination and in negotiation. So yeah, again, this looked cool. As you can see, the art is very high quality. It has that I don't know the tangible feel I don't know. It's like realistic, but not weird looking. It's like super high fidelity, and you can feel the sci-fi look at the art. Again, more brilliant art. Gonna talk about the setting a bit here. Exiled in the solar reach, humanity lost 2 Earth 2 centuries ago in a grand cataclysm surrounded in mystery. A creeping electromagnetic wave emanating from both poles shut down all electronic systems. The massive earthquake and shockwave shattered through the ground, covering the skies with ash and dust. Many still long to return to Earth, but all attempts at communication, even discoveries into the reason for the rapture, have resulted in disappointment or death. So yeah, check it out. See if this is up your guys' road or alleyway, whatever way you want to put it. I'll have a look at the rewards here for it so you can get an idea on the pricing. So the early word collection, collector's box, $200. It's going to have bestiary cards. It's going to have the box itself, a deluxe encounter map, deluxe sort of reach map, DM screen, item cards, fillable, printable, fillable sheet sets for your characters, resin D20 dice, the adventure zines, physical and PDF version, game masters. You're gonna have the PDF and physical spell cards, the core rulebook, again PDF and physical. Then you have the PDF version, just the core rulebook, the digital library. You're just gonna have everything, all the adventure stuff, the game master's guide, and the core rulebook again, all digital. The single hard print copy is going to have, of course, the PDF and a physical copy of the game, and the hardcover bundle with the digital library is going to have the same thing as the last one, but all digital goods. And the collector's box set, if that's the first box set we looked at, you have one that's the early bird. I think that's still available. Yeah, it's still available, and a lot of people got on that. 510 backers are recording this video. And the normal box set, which has 19, so maybe there are people who want to give a little extra money, or they didn't realize the early bird was there. But yeah, if you like the sound of that, check it out. Yeah, that's going to be this video. Again, the reason why I'm doing this, I just wanted to have a look at stuff that I personally either have backed or I think you guys might like. So yeah, remember, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think. I will talk to you all again soon.